In our lives, helping others is often seen as a noble act, a way to show compassion, kindness, and selflessness. From a young age, we're taught that lending a hand to others brings fulfillment and purpose, that by lifting others up, we fulfill an essential part of being human. But have you ever considered that helping others, if not done with wisdom and discernment, can sometimes have unintended consequences? In Buddhism, the teachings remind us to act with mindfulness and balance, warning us of the potential dark side of helping others. Often, our well-meaning actions, if unchecked, can backfire, leading to mental, emotional, and even physical strain. Today, we'll explore the surprising ways that helping others, if done without self-awareness and clear intentions, can lead to harm for ourselves and even those we aim to support. By diving into these hidden aspects, we'll uncover why Buddhist wisdom urges caution in our compassionate endeavors, and how mindfulness can protect both ourselves and those we wish to help. The Buddha once taught the importance of compassion, but he also emphasized the need for wisdom. Compassion without understanding or boundaries can lead us to take on burdens that are not ours to carry, disrupting our inner peace and causing more harm than good. One of the surprising pitfalls of helping others is that it can become a source of stress and even resentment. When we constantly say yes to others' needs without evaluating our own capacity, we can start to feel drained, losing sight of our own well-being in the process. In Buddhism, there is a concept known as the middle way, a balanced path that avoids extremes. This teaching reminds us that we can be compassionate and helpful without sacrificing our health or happiness. Without balance, our good intentions can transform into a sense of obligation, which not only depletes our energy, but also tarnishes the joy of giving. Understanding this middle ground helps us offer support from a place of genuine care rather than from compulsion. Another unexpected consequence is enabling dependency. While it's natural to want to ease others' burdens, when we rush to fix their problems or step in to rescue them repeatedly, we risk creating a pattern of dependency. This, in turn, may unintentionally prevent them from growing or learning to solve challenges on their own. In Buddhism, there is an encouragement to see each person as capable of finding their own path and learning from life's challenges. When we constantly step in, we may unknowingly weaken others' sense of resilience and self-reliance, ultimately hindering their growth. By giving people space to confront their struggles, we help them discover their own inner strength and ability to overcome adversity. It's about striking a balance, supporting others without overshadowing their journey. This approach respects each individual's capacity for growth, allowing them to develop their own resilience rather than relying on us as a constant safety net. Additionally, helping others can sometimes lead to what is called ego attachment. When we offer support, it's easy to start identifying ourselves as the helper or rescuer, taking pride in our role and actions. Over time, we might feel an inflated sense of self-importance or superiority, seeing ourselves as the one with all the answers or solutions. Buddhism teaches the importance of humility and the wisdom of letting go of the ego. Recognizing the impermanence of all things, including our roles, allows us to support others without clinging to an identity that inflates our sense of self-worth. Letting go of ego attachment ensures that our intentions remain pure and that we're helping not to boost our self-image, but out of genuine compassion. By approaching help with humility, we remind ourselves that everyone's journey is unique, and we are all on different paths of growth and discovery. There's also the risk of emotional exhaustion, which can arise when we deeply involve ourselves in others' issues. When we immerse ourselves too closely in their struggles, we may start to absorb their stress, worries, and pain, leading to a sense of overwhelm and even burnout. In Buddhism, there's a practice called equanimity, or the ability to remain calm and balanced in the face of both joy and sorrow. This doesn't mean becoming detached or uncaring. Rather, it means supporting others while maintaining our inner peace and strength. Practicing equanimity allows us to be compassionate without letting others' emotions consume us. With equanimity, we can offer support from a place of strength, showing that compassion can exist without losing oneself in another's suffering. This approach helps us maintain our own well-being, allowing us to be a steady presence in times of need without compromising our emotional health. Another way that helping others can backfire is by creating unspoken expectations. When we consistently go out of our way to help others, we may unknowingly set a precedent where our help is expected rather than appreciated. Over time, others may come to rely on our assistance, and it can lead to disappointment or even resentment if we're unable or unwilling to continue providing it. Buddhism teaches the importance of clear boundaries and open communication, suggesting that we give freely without attaching expectations to our kindness. Setting these boundaries allows us to give out of choice rather than obligation, preventing others from taking our help for granted. By communicating clearly, we create healthier relationships where kindness is appreciated but not demanded. This approach allows both parties to feel a sense of freedom and respect, fostering a more balanced and healthy dynamic in our relationships. Then there's the issue of ignoring our own needs. In our eagerness to help others, we can sometimes neglect our own well-being, overlooking the importance of rest, self-care, and personal time. This neglect can lead to burnout, emotional fatigue, and even physical illness. The Buddha emphasized self-care as a foundation for truly being able to help others, teaching that we must first be whole ourselves before we can genuinely support others. By caring for ourselves and prioritizing our health, we ensure that our compassion is sustainable rather than driven by a sense of sacrifice. Recognizing our own needs and limitations allows us to offer help without compromising our well-being. When we are balanced and well-rested, we can show up fully for others, providing support from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Helping others can also bring us face-to-face with disappointment. When we invest time and energy in supporting someone's journey and they choose a different path or fail to improve, it can leave us feeling disheartened. Buddhism teaches us to let go of attachment to outcomes and to help without clinging to specific results. By releasing our expectations, we allow ourselves to give unconditionally, nurturing a compassionate heart that doesn't rely on others' responses to validate our intentions. In this way, we are free to help with an open heart, without the burden of disappointment. Letting go of expectations also strengthens our resilience, allowing us to continue being compassionate without becoming discouraged by things beyond our control. Another surprising way that helping others can harm us is by distracting us from our own growth. When we focus excessively on others, we may divert attention away from our own self-awareness and personal development. In Buddhism, self-reflection and mindfulness are essential for understanding our minds and inner experiences. By constantly looking outward, we risk losing connection to our own spiritual path, creating a disconnect from our journey toward enlightenment or self-knowledge. Practicing self-awareness reminds us to balance our time between helping others and nurturing our own growth. By focusing on our own spiritual or personal path, we cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves, which ultimately makes us better equipped to support others from a place of authenticity and wholeness. Financial strain is another overlooked consequence of helping others, particularly when financial assistance is involved. While helping others financially can be a generous act, without careful consideration, we may put ourselves at risk, stretching our resources thin or jeopardizing our own financial stability. Buddhism teaches that true generosity is sustainable and does not lead to personal hardship. When we give mindfully, Without compromising our own needs, our support is more meaningful and beneficial. Giving freely without endangering our own stability ensures that our compassion comes from a place of balance rather than sacrifice. This approach allows us to help within our means, providing support that's beneficial both to us and to those we assist. Helping others can also lead to a lack of boundaries, which can result in feeling overextended or taken for granted. Without healthy boundaries, people may assume that we are always available to help, creating a blurred line between compassion and obligation. This dynamic can leave us feeling overwhelmed or resentful, especially if we feel that our efforts aren't appreciated. In Buddhism, mindful awareness encourages us to set boundaries that honor our well-being, ensuring that we give only what we can genuinely offer. Establishing these boundaries allows us to offer support from a place of choice, preventing us from feeling obligated or depleted. This practice fosters healthy relationships where support is mutually respectful and given freely. At times, helping others can even lead to conflicts or misunderstandings. Our intentions might be pure, but others may interpret our actions differently, seeing them as interference, control, or judgment. The Buddha emphasized compassion with clarity, urging us to act with kindness while remaining aware of others' perspectives. By being mindful of our approach and communicating openly, we can offer support without creating unintended tension or discord. Practicing humility and empathy allows us to offer assistance that respects others' autonomy, strengthening our relationships rather than unintentionally creating conflict. Lastly, helping others excessively can erode our inner peace. When we take on others' problems, we risk losing the inner calm and clarity that Buddhist teachings emphasize as essential for a balanced life. The path to inner peace lies in maintaining balance and recognizing when to step back. By respecting our own limits, we protect our mind and spirit, allowing us to offer support from a centered place. Maintaining this balance helps us preserve our inner peace, ensuring that we can continue to be there for others without losing ourselves. In the end, Buddhism teaches us that helping others is a beautiful practice, but it must be guided by mindfulness and wisdom. By understanding these potential pitfalls, we can transform our compassionate actions into practices that uplift rather than drain us. True kindness is not about sacrificing ourselves, it's about fostering a balanced, resilient heart capable of supporting others without losing its own center. By following these mindful practices, we ensure that our compassion is grounded, wise, and sustainable, ultimately creating a positive impact for everyone involved.